Hello, welcome back to Break the Twitch. My name is Anthony, and this video is kicking off a very short series on everything I learned about diet and exercise in 2018.
Break the Twitch.
And before you say it, I know I'm definitely no fitness magazine cover model. With that being said, I want to share exactly what I've learned over the course of an entire year of averaging about 3.5 times per week of going to the gym, eating better, so on and so forth. And here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to break this series down into 3 different videos. The first one is this one, all about starting and maintaining the habits around eating better and moving more. The second video will be all about the food and supplements, just general nutrition things that I've learned that work really well for me as a person who looks at a carb and takes a deep breath, gaining weight. And then finally, third, talking about the exercises, what to do when you're just showing up to the gym for the first time. And I'm gonna share the things that I really love doing, the exercises and different things that I just found I really look forward to doing at the gym now. But before we get started, I do really want to very clearly, explicitly say this one thing. Everything that I'm going to share with you in this 3-video series comes entirely from anecdotal experience. I'm not a medical professional, chiropractor, doctor, scientist, nutritionist. I could keep going. Before you start any diet or exercise program, seek a professional's help for these things and get advice from your personal doctor. Don't just take my word for it. Whew. Okay. The first and most important thing when it comes to starting and maintaining any habit at all is to start smaller and easier than you think. Building a habit is more around repetition, being able to show up and do the thing over and over and over, rather than seeing any massive progress as quickly as possible. All of these ads on TV and online promise these massive results very quickly if you just take this one pill or if you just do this one diet system. But as with anything related to health and fitness especially, it is a long-term game. It's a marathon. We have to stick with the small changes we make for as long as possible, or else the results simply don't stay. So if it's fast, it probably isn't gonna last. Starting small reduces your upfront resistance to making these changes, which is what makes them last longer than anything else. The second thing I found really helpful is simply changing my mentality and language around going to the gym and eating better. The language we use can strengthen our habit or it can weaken it. This comes down to things like, I should really go to the gym today, or I have to go to the gym today. Technically, you don't have to. And that is the change that can make a big difference. I get to go to the gym today. I really did find that after 3 or 4 months of consistently going, using that language to talk about the fact that I wanted to go and not that I had to go, that I started to actually crave going. It became something I wanted to do and was looking forward to every single time. All right, that brings us to number 3. If you're working out with a partner and they say, hey, let's go to the gym, there is no complaining allowed. That is a rule that Amy and I created very early on so that if one of us was feeling more motivated than the other wouldn't drag the motivated person down. And instead, it would be the motivated person that day that got the other person up and going. Because more than likely, once you're there, you'll feel so much better, you'll feel accomplished, and you'll be grateful that you went. The fourth thing that I found to be really helpful was working on my goal setting. If you're just starting out and wanting to build a workout habit, the goal that I found worked best for me was just simply hitting a certain number of gym visits per week. It can be 1, it can be 2 or 3, but keep it small, as I mentioned in the beginning, and just set the goal to show up a few times a week. Once you're there, you've already won. If you miss 1 week, not a big deal. Try again the next week and just keep the habit going. As long as you're starting small enough, it should be easy for you to do and you can build from there. Number 5 is simple, but also difficult to implement. And that is simply be kind to yourself. You gotta love yourself because you take care of what you love. It's so easy to get into like a shame spiral, that just goes down and down and down if you don't eat well for a meal or two, for a week or so. If you get an injury and you can't work out for a little while, it doesn't feel good, and it's really easy to beat yourself up. I experienced this a ton. I had a knee injury for about 2 weeks that made it so that I couldn't work out, and it sucked. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good about myself, and I was not very kind to myself. So this is one of those things that it's going to help you with your repetition. It's going to help you make better choices overall if you're just more kind to yourself. The more you beat yourself up, the harder it is to get motivated to go, because you're like, why bother anyway? So bring the love right here and start there. That is one of the best places to start with any of this stuff. Love thyself. And finally, the sixth thing that I found really helpful. This is for me because I'm an extrovert, and I find that connection with people is just really helpful for me in just about every way. So when I go to the gym, and if I see someone that I've seen a couple times, I'll always just wave and look at them and smile and acknowledge them, and then go about my business. What keeps happening is eventually, if you see the same people at the gym over and over because you both tend to go at the same time, you establish some kind of connection. It doesn't have to be a friendship, but just being around those people, sort of expecting them to be there, and then at some point striking up a conversation. You can always ask those people for tips or different things on exercises they're doing that you find very interesting. Now, a lot of the time, people don't want to be bothered at the gym. If they're intensely working out and they have headphones in, probably just leave them alone. And if you happen to see them, just give them a friendly wave, and that can be it. But a lot of the time, I've noticed that people are open to sharing. They want to share their experience with you and are more than happy to show you a certain lift that they're doing, talk about the benefits that they've found, and give you some pointers along the way. So in summary, those are the things that I found very helpful in terms of maintaining a gym habit and eating better. I still have a long way to go, and I'm still learning a lot about this stuff, but I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. I'm a lot leaner than I used to be. And in general, I feel a lot better. If you'd like to see more videos on the topic, I'll have 2 more coming out, like I said, on working out, and then one on the diet that I found really helpful. And then from there, we'll get back to the normal content around habits, minimalism, creativity, and more. So hit that subscribe button. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Smash that subscribe